Is Los Feliz on your real estate radar, a place you might want to live, but maybe you need a little more info just to be sure? Well, you're in the right place, because in this video, you'll see the different enclaves of Los Feliz, the local amenities, and your real estate options, and very importantly, the vibe of the area. You'll see if it's a good fit for you and your lifestyle. I'm Tony Mariotti, your luxury agent in LA. Stay tuned. Let's start with the lay of the land. Los Feliz sits at the eastern edge of the Santa Monica Mountains. That means some of its neighborhoods north of Los Feliz Boulevards are hillside neighborhoods. They include Los Feliz Estates, Los Feliz Hills, and Franklin Hills. The rest of Los Feliz sits in the flats around the commercial core, Los Feliz Village. There's also one gated community, Laughlin Park, and we'll take a closer look at the real estate scene in just a minute. Los Feliz has its own shopping district, so it's quite self-contained. However, its central location makes it super convenient, just a quick drive away from downtown Los Angeles, Dodger Stadium, Hollywood, and Glendale. Plus, in nearby Atwater Village, there's a Costco where I load up every 2 weeks. There are 2 Trader Joe's nearby, one in Silver Lake and one in Hollywood. So why do people choose Los Feliz? Well, LA is obviously large, maybe a tad impersonal, and maybe even a bit gritty in a few places. But there are pockets with cool bars, cafes, and boutiques. Of those pockets, Los Feliz is one of the coolest. It's almost like a small town. In terms of amenities, Los Feliz Village, right behind me, is the neighborhood's commercial core. This is where you'll find the aforementioned boutiques, cafes, bars, and restaurants. And most are locally owned, not national chains. So there is something there that gives Los Feliz Village its charm. Most businesses are concentrated on Lower Vermont Avenue and up and down Hillhurst on both sides of Franklin Avenue. Here's how you can think about the vibe here. Los Feliz is the kind of place you go out for a casual pint or glass of wine with your friends. It's not particularly loud, it's not disco. On the whole, the restaurants are pretty good with a wide selection of fare. For a little extra flavor, you can always hit nearby Thai-town, Little Armenia, or Koreatown. For outdoor adventures, Los Feliz is right next to Griffith Park, which is chock full of fun opportunities to take in some nature. There are so many things to do in the park. Actually, before I get to the Griffith Park rundown, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe. So Griffith Park offers 53 miles of trails, 3 golf courses. There's the Los Angeles Zoo and the Autry Museum of the West, and the Griffith Observatory, which still has a functioning telescope. You can even peer through it at night for free. I hike in the park at least 300 days a year. It's my go-to spot. The trails and views are unbeatable. And having grown up in the rainy Pacific Northwest, when I moved to LA in 2001, I recall being blown away playing golf year-round in the sunshine. The Greek Theater is one of the best things about living in Los Feliz. It's smaller, more intimate than the Hollywood Bowl, and I have nothing but great memories seeing some of my favorite artists here. Let's take a look at the real estate in Los Feliz. The housing stock here is a mix of single-family homes, mostly luxury homes, and condos. Luxury homes are concentrated in 3 hillside neighborhoods. Los Feliz Hills properties have irregularly shaped lots and twisty roads that slice between them. The area is chock full of stunning Mediterranean and Spanish colonial homes built in the 20s and 30s. Many properties have sweeping views. This is one of LA's most notable neighborhoods, with a vibe to me reminiscent of Film Noir. Just be on the lookout for traffic congestion on Vermont and Hillhurst. These roads get busy when there's an event at the Greek. Los Feliz Estates was developed all at once in the 1960s, thus the enclave has symmetrical layouts and regularly shaped lots. It is architecturally eclectic with many styles. Most homes have a great view because the lots here were graded, so the neighborhood has a stair-step look to it, and the community CC&Rs stipulate height restrictions to prevent any obstructions. Franklin Hills abuts Silver Lake on the eastern edge of Los Feliz. Its western entrance takes you across the Shakespeare Bridge. Architectural styles here are what you would expect. You'll find Spanish, Mediterranean, mid-century modern, and contemporary. Homes designed by Lloyd Wright and John Lautner are sprinkled around. It's also home to Walt Disney's first house. Just off the northwest corner of Franklin Hills sits a building you may recognize, John Marshall High School, with its collegiate Gothic style. The school has been a filming location for numerous movies, including Grease. Locals know to avoid the heavy traffic in the morning and afternoon. That's when kids are getting dropped off and picked up from school. Around Los Feliz Village is where you'll find Craftsman and bungalow homes. You'll also find low-rise condominium buildings, super convenient for shopping and running errands. There's only one high-rise condo building here, Los Feliz Towers, built in 1966. This mid-century modern gem has around 100 units in 2 towers. Its balconies have vistas of the LA Basin and Santa Monica Mountains. The territorial views are hard to beat. Laughlin Park is Los Feliz' gated community with its old Hollywood charm. It was once home to notable directors Cecil B. DeMille, W.C. Fields, and Charlie Chaplin. Naturally, it's full of gorgeous homes. In fact, some of the architects who have designed homes here are arguably as famous as its residents. So let's talk about the architecture in Los Feliz writ large. Here are some of the names you may know. Frank Lloyd Wright, his son Lloyd Wright, modernists Rudolf Schindler and Richard Neutra, and eclecticist Paul R. Williams. For years, I passed Lloyd Wright's Soden House, driving to and from Trader Joe's. Soden House is actually one of the reasons I started researching architecture, and long story short, the architecture rabbit hole ultimately led me to helping people like you find homes in neighborhoods they love. If you're considering buying or selling in Los Feliz or the LA area, I'll leave our contact information in the show notes below. I mentioned earlier the impressive architectural gems in Los Feliz's hillside areas, but this is just the tip of the iceberg for luxury homes with views. If you'd like a private retreat in the foothills of the Santa Monica Mountains, you don't want to miss what else the hills of Los Angeles has to offer. Be sure to check out this deep dive on Hollywood Hills just next door to Los Feliz. You'll see the best neighborhoods with view homes and see what makes the 2 main areas of the Hollywood Hills so different. I'm Tony Mariotti. See you in the next video.